but we never throwing in the towel. In advance, yeah, you gon' have to pay me now. You too high now, you don't want the low down. When you ain't behind your phone, you don't make a sound. Back in the game, yeah, we back in bounds. Back with my team, yeah, we back in town. We don't know another way. Talking, I'ma get this money just to hide my pain, okay. Time fly by before you know it. And I'ma get mine before they notice. I don't need no shine or buzz. I'm evolving every day. I'm not who I was. I'm not who I was. I'm not who you want me to be. Now this shit don't come for free. Seem like everybody wanna bring it down, so I stay to myself and I ride for the family. Let them know what we here for. Let them know what we here for. Let them know that we in this thing and we going in till we go insane, yeah. Let them know what we here for. Let them know what we here for. Let them know that we in this thing. Let them know that we going insane. Insane, insane, yeah. Let them know that we in this thing. Let them know that we going insane. Let them know that we in this thing. Y'all can never tell me stay in your lane. I'm a young rider, on fire. No time to stay tired, no. Keep it real, I ain't got no time for two-facing.
As with any workout, before you get started in earnest, you want to make sure that you do about a 5-minute warm-up. This is going to give your body a chance to wake up and get it ready for exercise. You're going to send a signal to all of your systems that you're getting ready to increase your heart rate, and you also are going to have your muscles work a little bit easier because they're warm and they're a little bit more pliable when they're warm versus when they're cold. So what we're going to go through are just some basic movements that you should do. I am big believer that you don't do static stretches, meaning this would be a static stretch for your shoulder, where you're counting, or sometimes you see people like, okay, I'm going to stretch before a workout. You don't want to do a static stretch because that doesn't mimic any of the movements that you're going to do in your workout, which are going to be dynamic. So this would be considered static, where you're just stretching the shoulder joint. A better idea would be to make it dynamic because you're going to be using your shoulders during the workout. So this would be dynamic. So we're going to start with just some knee raises. Right, and see how I'm kind of opening up the hip. Right, and that's sending a signal to that part of our body that we're getting ready to use it. Okay? So you're going to step up and open. Step up and open, up and open, up and open. Right, let's go ahead and do a couple squats, about 15. Don't have to do these very quickly, but you do want to get your heart rate up and you want to get your body temperature up just a little bit. You always want to do something like this before you start an exercise circuit. Let's go ahead and do 5 more. And you want to keep in mind that your warm-up should include movements that are going to match the movements that you're going to do in your program. So if you're doing squats in your workout, you want to make sure you do some light squats in your warm-up. If you're doing some sort of overhead press in your actual circuit, you want to go ahead and warm up with an overhead press. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some of those. And 8, 9, and 10. Let's go ahead and do some arm circles and open up that shoulder. And my legs, I'm not sure if you can tell, but they're a little bit shoulder width apart. That's considered an athletic stance. Right, so you want your feet shoulder width apart, slightly bent. All right, let's go in the opposite direction. I'd say about 20 rotations. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jog in place. All right, right, so you get the idea. So again, make sure that you warm up between 3 to 5 minutes before any exercise circuit. The other couple points that I want to give to you is if at any point in any workout where you feel faint or lightheaded or dizzy or nauseous, stop immediately, sit down, and get some help. Also, if you're performing any exercise and you feel pain or you feel like you may have injured yourself, stop immediately and get help. Do not push yourself through any sort of pain. The last thing you want to do is get injured and then you can't work out. If you feel pain, please stop and seek some help. And the last thing that I want to mention is when you're exercising, make that mental connection to the prime movers that are performing that exercise. If you're doing push-ups, make that mental connection to your pecs. If you're doing an overhead press, make the mental connection to your shoulders and your lats. You have to tell yourself to move the weight with the muscle group that's supposed to move the weight. Keep in mind, no one muscle moves in isolation. So in order for me to do a bicep curl, even though this is the prime mover, I'm still using my triceps as a stabilizer on the way down. I'm also using my forearms, my wrist, and my grip strength, and I'm actually using my core to stay stable when I have weights, right? So a lot of times when people are starting a beginning program, they want to just lift heavy and build muscle. The best thing you can do is build yourself a really good base of the basic movement patterns, because all other strength exercises are going to originate from those basic movements. So do your best. Always message me if you have questions, and have fun. Welcome to your first workout. This is going to be a body weight only circuit. I wanted to try to make something that everybody can use, regardless of what you do or do not have at home. And so the best way that we can start to train, especially if this is new to us, is to use just what the good Lord above gave us, which is our body weight. So we're going to start with probably the most basic building block in any exercise repertoire is going to be the squat. And that's
Oh, that's a homie beat works. I work hard when I'm pulling my strings. Save my cash, I ain't doing no blend. Doing no flesh, I'm doing my thing. Yeah, I'm doing my thing. I work hard when I'm pulling my strings. Save my cash, I ain't doing no blend. Doing no flesh, I'm doing my thing. Yeah, hey, I'm doing my thing. Hey, yeah, I'm doing my thing. Yeah, hey, I'm doing my thing. Yeah, yeah, I'm doing my thing. Yeah, hey, I'm doing my thing. Yeah, I'm doing my thing. Yeah, hey, I'm doing my thing. I work hard when I'm pulling my strings. I waste no cash 'cause I'm doing.
This is the largest muscle group in our body, our glutes, our quads, and our hamstrings. It's why we can lift more with our legs than we can with our upper body. So we're going to start with 30 seconds. We're going to go, I'm just going to count 30 squats. What I want you to think about is making sure that you're going to lead with your hips first. Act like a table's coming into your hips. So that table's going to come forward, and it's going to push your hips back, and you're going to try to keep your back as straight as possible up and down. This is not a hinge forward. This is not a squat, okay? Please think about that. Don't do this, okay? Squat, you're going to engage quads, glutes, and hamstrings, and you're going to push everything through the heel, right? Eyes are going to be straight forward. We're going to go for 30. There's 5. There's 10. Squeeze that glute at the top, right? So every time you come out of a squat, you're going to squeeze right here. Let's go 10 more. Squeeze. There's 20. Go for 10 more. Eyes forward. There's 5. And then 5 more. Squeeze. There's 30. Good job. Next, we're going to do probably the second most basic exercise in anybody's repertoire, the push-up. So pecs are the main mover, but we also do use our shoulders We use our triceps. We use our core, which is wrapped all the way around here. I want you to squeeze everything nice and tight, nice and firm. When we lower our body, we're going to inhale. When we push our body away, we're going to exhale. So remember, inhale on the down, exhale on the up. We're going to go for 15.
I don't really think you understand it. I'm slapping up already hard like a bandit. So I don't patch cars for the bandits. So I just move on to bring my advantage. No anguish, just born.
So push-ups have been around since at least the beginning of my time on this planet, and I'm sure people have been doing them for a lot longer. And there's a good reason for that. Not only is it an incredible exercise to build upper body strength and stability, but because you're doing the exercise in a plank, you also have to engage your core or your midsection. You also have to engage your glutes and your quads, even your hamstrings, your lumbar, which is in your lower back. You're going to work your shoulders, your triceps, your forearms, your wrist stability, even your hands. But obviously it is primarily pectoralis, which is the largest muscle in your chest here. And that's what I want you to mentally be thinking about pushing with as you're doing these push-ups, okay? We're going to go for 15. You want your entire body to be really firm and really tight while you're doing these, okay? Think about having a tug of war with your midsection while you're doing these and kind of really driving your feet into the floor. And I want your hands to be really wide, and I want you to turn your hands into the ground like you're opening a jar with one hand one way and one hand the other way, and really turn them into the ground, so to speak, okay? Here we go. Everything's nice and tight. You see my butt's not up here, and it's not down here, okay? Nice and straight line, neck, shoulders, hips to ankles. Nice straight line. Here comes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If you noticed, I wasn't doing them fast, and I was actually pausing at the top of each rep. So if you want to rewind the video and go back and do that set again, I want you to think about that. Pause at the top before you lower yourself, and then you want to exhale with every press. Okay, so you're going to inhale on the down, exhale on the up. Nice and straight, feet are together in the back. Okay, so here comes the inhale. Exhale on the up. Inhale. Exhale on the up. Inhale. Exhale on the up. Remember, everything's nice and firm through here. Okay, we don't want your butt up here. No, we don't want it down here.
From the start, I don't really care when it comes from the heart, so I gotta go and make it. Show my power, show my part, know what I bring. I am like Ford, you can see me in the pictures, I've been moving like a killer. I look for the beam, my style, and I'm really cool for the wheel like roll. That's how it go, switch to the lane, I'll make you a ghost, cause I am the car, protecting the ghost. That is how it goes. Hey, I'm gonna waste it, cause that would be so crazy and insane. I don't really move like that, I'm more like Kobe NBA.
Alright, so for the first set of lunges, I want you to see this from a little bit further away so you can see my whole body, so you can see the whole chain of movement. My front leg is the worker, right? My back leg, I need it for stability, but I'm really trying to exercise specifically the front leg and making it control me on the down and then power me out of the lunge. What's going to be key for this is your heel of your working leg is going to be through the ground all the time. So when I step forward with that working leg, I'm thinking my heel is going to go through the ground. When I get ready to come back out of it, I'm thinking push my foot through this ground, okay? Again, the back leg is stabilizing you, but I don't want you to push off of the back leg. I want you to control your body with the front leg on the back when you go into the lunge, and then I want you to come out of the lunge by using your front leg. Here we go. 15 per side. I want you to watch the heel of my working leg, okay? Also, it's important to move your arms each rep. Keep your back as straight as you can. So I'm not going like this, okay? I'm starting here nice and tall. I'm going to roll my shoulders back. And when I lunge, I'm going to reach forward. Look at my heel. It's down on the ground. And when I come out of it, I'm pushing out with this leg. And when I come out of it, I'm going to squeeze right here. Okay, remember, this is my worker. Okay? Look at my back. Right? Back stays straight. Eyes are forward. Your body's going to go where your eyes are. So if you want your body to stay upright, you need to look that way. The fastest way to guarantee that you're going to do these wrong is to look down, because that's where your body's going to go. We don't want our body to go there. We want to be like a carousel horse, like this, straight through that plumb line, okay? We're going to reset, go for 15. Remember, front leg's working. Here comes 8. Squeeze. There's 10. Got 5 more. All right, we're going to go right into the right. Again, eyes stay straight forward. Back stays as straight as you can keep it. Front leg does all the work. Here we go. Remember to reach. There's 8. There's 10. Remember, front leg's working. And there's 15. And that is your first circuit. 3 times through, 15 reps of each. When we're working the legs, you're going to do 15 per leg.
Working hard, I don't really get no gym, cause I could stop putting my time, just working my thing.
So we're going to go back through that circuit 2 more times. It goes 30-second squat, 15 push-ups, and then 15 lunges per leg. Here comes the squats. Remember, everything goes through the heel. Back stays straight, eyes are forward, squeeze that booty at the top. So we're going to come to that table into our hips, and sink down, eyes are forward. There's 1, squeeze. 2, there's 5. Squeeze. There's 10. Eyes up. There's 20. We got 10 more. Stay looking forward. Come on, 5 more. Good job. All right, let's go with the push-ups. Okay, remember those hands, right? So nice and wide, open those jars. Hands strapped underneath your shoulders. Your spine is straight all the way through, and everything's nice and firm. You're going to inhale on the down, and you're going to exhale on the up. I do want you to move your arms like this too. And as always, eyes are forward. Try to keep your back as straight as you can. Let's go for 15 on the left. Watch my back knee. It almost touches the ground. There's 5. Here comes 10. We got 5 more. Front leg's doing all the work. 2 more. Last one. All right, now we're going to immediately go to the right leg. Remember, back leg is stabilizing you, but it's not helping you come out of it, right? Front leg's doing everything. Load the heel on the down, and then drive through the heel when you're coming out of it. Here we go for 15 on the right. There's 9. Here's 10. Look at my back, right? Eyes are forward. There's 13. Got 2 more. Last one. And there's 15.
Never say I've been on my grind for 7 days. Need a race.
Eyes are forward. There's 1. Squeeze. 2. There's 5. Squeeze. There's 10. Eyes up. There's 20. We got 10 more. Stay looking forward. Come on, 5 more. Good job. All right, let's go with the push-ups. Okay, remember those hands, right? So nice and wide, open those jars. Hands trapped underneath your shoulders. Your spine is straight all the way through, and everything's nice and firm. You're going to inhale on the down, and you're going to exhale on the up. Okay, remember, this is my worker, okay? Look at my back, right? Back stays straight, eyes are forward. Your body's gonna go where your eyes are, so if you want your body to stay upright, you need to look that way. The fastest way to guarantee that you're gonna do these wrong is to look down, because that's where your body's gonna go. We don't want our body to go there. We wanna be like a carousel horse, like this. Straight through that plumb line, okay? We're going to reset, go for 15. Remember, front leg's working. Here comes 8. Squeeze. There's 10. Got 5 more. All right, we're gonna go right into the right. Again, eyes stay straight forward, back stays as straight as you can keep it, front leg does all the work. Here we go. Remember to reach. There's 8. There's 10. Remember, front leg's working. And there's 15. And that is your first circuit. Take a 2-minute break. Get yourself some water. When you take a break, I want you to be moving. I don't want you to sit down. So a 2-minute active break looks like this. Right? Keep your body moving. Right? Stay in motion. You don't have to be sweating and getting your heart rate up, but you don't want your heart rate to come too far down. So that's why you want your rest to be an active rest, okay? So just keep moving. Get yourself a drink of water for 2 minutes.
Like a colonel, I was never taught. CBA, never say. I've been on my grind for 7 days. Need a raise, swear to God I'll never be the same. TBH, TBH, yeah, CBA, never say. I've been on my grind for 7 days.
Welcome to the second circuit. So we're going to hit the mat for the first 2 exercises, so make sure you have your mat ready. The first one we're going to do is called a full-length sit-up. That's exactly what it is. And I want you to, anything that you've learned about working your abs, I want you to throw it in the garbage, and I want you to remember that abs are part of your core, and your core is literally, if you were to cut off your arms and your legs, this is your core from here up. So that's what we're going to work. When we do a full-length sit-up, it's literally what it sounds like, okay? So you're going to start full length, okay, and you're going to come up and you're going to reach, okay? That's full length. Probably what you've seen is a lot of this, right? We're not going to do those. So this full-length sit-up is actually going to work from the top of your rectus abdominis all the way down to where the core starts, okay? We're going to go for 15. Remember, I want you to get really long when you open up, and then when you touch, I want you to go through your feet, okay? Okay, start here, right? There's 5. Here comes 10. You got 3 more. There's 13. 14. And here comes the last one. And we're going to go right into the next exercise. It's actually going to work our glutes and our hamstrings. This is called a glute bridge. So you're going to bend your knees. Okay? Feet are going to be square, firm on the ground. Okay? Fingertips only. I don't want your whole arm on the ground, just your fingertips. Okay? Shoulders are firmly into the mat. When you go up, you're going to squeeze your booty. It's 2 little pumps. Right here's the first one, and that's a full rep, okay? That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, just your fingertips. I don't want you to use your arms to push yourself up. We're just working the hamstrings and the glutes. You got to mentally think about those muscles, right? We got 5 more. Mentally push yourself up with hamstrings and booty. Last one. When you get to the top, there should be a straight line from knee to hips to shoulders. Okay? Third one, you're going to use a step, or if you have a wall in your yard, that would be even better. We're going to work the triceps, okay? Give me a second to switch the camera, and I'll be right back for tricep dips.
Ein einziges von oben, ja. Die Zeit, sie geht so schnell vorbei. Du und ich zur Zeit, nein, wir können nicht alleine. Nicht alleine, nimm dich mit auf meine Reise. Nein, wir sind nicht blind, ja, ich weiß, dass du mich willst, ja. Baby, ja, ich weiß, es war nicht immer leicht. Vom Land raus und
So if you haven't already noticed throughout the first parts of this video is that I'm a stickler for making sure that you're doing things safely but also effectively. So the tricep exercise that we're going to do is just a basic dip, and that's why I moved to this wall. And the thing that I want you to think about is there's a fine line between doing this safely and unsafely, and there's a really small margin of error doing these too far away from the wall or just right. So I'm going to show you how not to do these first, okay? So I don't want you to do these like this, I just want you to see the unsafe version, okay? Right now, I'm about as far away as I'm going to want to be when I do my dips. But what I see a ton of people doing is they come out here, and do you see how my wrists are not lined up underneath my shoulder? That's a very dangerous position to put your shoulder joint in. The shoulder joint is the most mobile joint in our body, and so it's prone to a lot of injuries. So what we need to do, because it's so mobile, we need to make it stable. So when it is in those mobile movements for athletics, it also has the stability that you need to keep you safe and powerful. So again, you're not going to come away from the wall like this. You're just going to barely leave the wall with your body, okay? You want your wrists to be aligned underneath your shoulder. And I want you to think about using this tricep to push yourself out, okay? So watch, I barely move away from the wall, right? Eyes are going to be straight forward. You're not going to go like this, okay? Eyes are straight forward. You're going to go down just to there. Do not come all the way down here. See how my elbows are higher than my shoulder? You don't want that. So you can stop about here and then drive up, okay? So just like with the push-up, you're going to inhale on the down, exhale on the up, and really flex the crap out of that tricep at the top, okay? Remember, eyes forward, inhale on the down, exhale on the up, stay close to your wall, and don't go down here. That's too low, okay? Here we go for 15. Eyes forward. There's 8. There's 10. 5 more. Really squeeze right there at the top. Squeeze. Really flex it. 2 more. And there's your first set of your second circuit. I'm going to move the camera again. We're going to get back down on our mat, and we're going to go for our full-length sit-ups and our glute bridges, and then we're going to come back to our roll for our second set of tricep dips. So for the second set of full-length sit-ups, I'm going to show you a variation, and that's with a butterfly sit with your legs. That's actually going to give you even more of a range of motion when you finish it on the forward, okay? So try this, and you should feel it lower into your core, okay? It should really work the bottom tip of the rectus abdominis, which is your abs. You're still going to start up here, right? Full length. There's 5. There's 8. Remember, really reach up here and really reach down here. Get long and reach. Get long and reach. I'm sorry, I lost count, but I think that was 15. All right, we're gonna go right into the glute bridges, okay? Remember, fingertips only. Straight line from knee to hip to shoulder. When you get to the top, right here, there's that straight line, and you're gonna squeeze that booty at the top. For 15, here we go. Here comes 10. 5 more. And there's the last one. All right, I'm going to move that camera back to the wall, and we're going to do another set of tricep dips. Okay, safety matters, right? Make sure that those wrists are just underneath the shoulder. You're barely going to come away from the wall. Your eyes are going to be straight forward. And watch how I go straight down. I don't go out, right? We don't want to go out. We want to stay as straight as we can. And really squeeze it at the top and pause for 1 or 2 seconds to really get a nice burn on that muscle, okay? When you're at the top, really pause and really flex it right there. Flex it. Flex it. Let's go for 10 more. There's 5. Really flex it. Remember, we're not going down too low, right? 1 more coming up. And really squeeze it. And come back to the wall safely.
Keine Ahnung. Einfach merkwürdig. Ich bin froh, dass es dir gut geht. Was wirst du jetzt machen, wenn du so unglücklich bist?
Okay, just like I did on the second set of full-length sit-ups, I'm going to do another variation. Okay? This one's going to be a full-length jackknife. So we're going to start all the way open, like a jackknife that's open, and then we're going to come together and close the jackknife at the top. You'll see what I mean. Here comes 5. See how my hips are going up, right? I'm pushing my heel into the sky. When I come up, I'm pushing my heel into the sky. So I'm going to bring something else to your attention. If you're doing these, and when you come open, if your back is arching and you have this big space under here, I want you to bend your knees. It's more important that you keep your back engaged to the mat, okay? So I want you to bend your knees if that's going to keep your lower back on the mat. Okay, watch how I do these with bent knee. And I'm stopping my range of motion forward when I feel my low back come away from the mat. Right? So that's the most important thing to remember. If you've got this big space underneath your back, that's a no. Bend your knees, drive your core into the floor. Core into the floor. Really push through the ground and keep it engaged. All right to the glute bridges. Remember, fingertips only. Drive up Squeeze. There's 5. 5 more. Last one. Hips are going straight up. Squeeze that butt. Great job. Here we go for tricep dips. Last set of the second circuit. Hands right underneath your shoulders, right beside your hips. Make sure you don't go too wide, okay? Hands right underneath, hands right beside your hips. We're just coming away just a little bit. Eyes are forward. Squeeze it at the top. There's 10. Really squeeze it at the top there. Squeeze and hold. Squeeze and hold. 2 more. Squeeze it really tight. And then come back safely. Great job. That's your second circuit. Remember that active break, right? 2-minute break. Make sure that you're moving your body for 2 minutes slowly. Don't sit down and stop moving. Keep those limbs moving for 2 minutes. Get yourself some water, and then we're going to get ready for the third and final round.
Geh viel zu weit, Fick auf diesen Hype, Baby, fast live. Hey, Baby, schau mir in die Augen, so viel Fragen kann ich dir auch nur ein einziges Wort glauben. Die Zeit, sie geht so schnell vorbei, du und ich zu zweit, nein, wir können nicht alleine. Nimm dich mit auf meine Reise, nein.
Alright, so we've had 2 circuits so far of body weight movements where we're really building strength. But now this one, we're going to add some cardio to it. So it is still a strength builder because you're using your legs, largest muscle group in our body. But we're also going to get our heart rate up. This is a squat with a jump. You're going to touch both hands on the floor like this, and then you're going to jump together. Okay? We're going for 30. Here comes 10. Here's 20. We got 10 more. Touch, touch, touch. Touch. 5 more. So you're probably asking, why do I have to touch the ground? The reason I want you to touch the ground is that's going to get a full range of motion versus a regular squat where you don't go down so far. Watch the hinge right here. This is a regular squat. You can see the range of motion stops here. When I ask you to touch the floor, watch. See how much lower? See, it's more straight. So you're activating more of this. Right to the moving plank. We're going to do one last exercise because so many people are saying, I want abs, I want abs, I want abs. I do too, so as soon as you find yours, let me know and give me some, okay? So this is just called a toe tap. It's a really compact movement. You're not going to move that much. Thing to keep in mind, your shoulders are going to start off the mat and stay off the mat. You'll see what I mean. They're off the mat. I don't know if you can tell. Here they're not. Here they're off the mat, so my abs are already engaged. See how small that movement is? My toes are pulled towards my shin. So I don't want your toes like this. I want them like that. See, that's a flat top on my toes. Five more. Think right here. Think right here. Move. Use this part of your body to move. Here's what I don't want. Arms bent and reaching. Okay? Arms are straight, legs are straight. Shoulders don't move. Shoulders do not move. It's not like this. Nice and firm. This is the only part of your body that's moving. And those are your 3 exercises for your 3rd circuit. We're going to get back to the squat with the jump for 30. Here we go. Remember why we're touching the ground, right? Regular squat, you engage with this much range of motion. When you touch the floor or the ground, you engage more of it, right? I'll do it at a little bit of an angle. Remember, your legs are going out and then back in, right? So it looks like this. Touch. Here comes 20. 10 more. 5 more. Right? Second exercise in the circuit is a forearm plank with some motion. I say motion because life is motion. You wouldn't be working out if you were planning on staying still for the rest of your life. The reason you want to work out is because you want to move your body better. So when you do a plank, make sure there's some movement in it, okay? This is a rocking plank on your forearm. Remember, straight line all the way through your body. Here comes 10. 5 more. We're going to go right in to the toe taps. Remember, straight your feet, not like this. Feet are like this. Pull your toes to your shin, like this. It's not like this with your arms. Arms are straight. Low range of motion. Use those abs to touch those toes. Five more. All right. Good news. We're coming up on the last set. We're going to go right into the squats with a jump. Remember, out and back in. There's 10. There's 20. 10 more. Last one. Right to the moving plank. And last set. Toe taps. Taps. Last one. Way to go. The reason that I do this is not because I expect to be a millionaire. The reason I do this is because I honestly, truly want as many people as possible to be able to learn how to move their bodies in a healthy way and just to feel better and to be stronger. Especially in this time with COVID and sheltering in place, a lot of people can't get to the gym, they don't have access to weights, so you can use this circuit to get you started. Refer to the 30 plus videos that I have on my YouTube channel. You can always send me comments or you can DM me on my Instagram page. I am more than happy to answer any question that you have. Thank you for getting up and moving your body. Stay safe, stay well, and always reach out if you need any extra help. Thanks for watching.
Move, cause I'm good right where I'm at. Run into my slime and you know you getting wet. Fingers going numb, we've been counting all these racks. Whoa, way over your head, so we had to run it back. Run it fast, that's some money in the flat. My dog round the corner and he always on the tap. If you want it written, we could give you one more tap. Everything going above you, so we had to run it back.